Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Carol, one of your winter box reviewers. I lived in Singapore where the climate is always hot and humid, and I have oily combination skin with pores that is actually pretty huge and always clogged. So if you have similar skin issues like me, right, today you will finally find out whether the Botanical Gel Mask from the winter box is a good fit for your skin issues or not. And before I start, let me just remind you, I am not a beauty influencer who gets paid for her reviews, and I'm just like you, an ordinary person who actually is just looking for products that best suits her skin. So I'm going to talk about the Botanical Gel Mask today. And before I continue, right, just let me say, I think I'm going to get sidetracked and digress a lot today because I just want to let you know that this is a very fantastic mask, and to prove to you how good this is, right, I'll probably be talking about some other Sabbatical beauty products also, just to showcase to you, right, how this has helped my skin absorb a lot of things. Anyway, without further ado, all right, just let me show you, for those of you who have not gotten this through a backstage pass before, what is the texture like. Okay, so this is actually a transparent mask that is pretty fluid. It is basically a gel form. And like what my girl says, right, my Denise, she was like, hey mommy, how come you got a bottle of glue inside your box? So she sniffed it and she was telling me, it smells a little bit soury, so it doesn't really smell like glue, but it looks like glue. Anyway, it goes on very light and it will dry into a transparent film on your skin, and as it dries, right, you will probably feel a tightening sensation, but let me reassure you, it's not as horrifying as all those drying kind of masks out there whereby, you know, when you put it on and it dries and your whole face goes so tight you can't even move your features. This tightens as well as it dries, but don't worry, your face is not going to turn into an immobile sculpture. But this washes off very easily, so just splash water on your face and it will wash off. So what did I mean when I say that I would actually talk about a lot of products just to show you how good this is? For your information, I actually got this mask even before I joined Backstage Pass because I happen to be a tester, and when Adeline first came up with this product, right, she sent it to us for testing, and when I first saw it, I'm like, what is this transparent gel thingy? And after using it once, I didn't immediately feel any effects, but after I used it 2 times, 3 times, there was one fine day when I was like, you know, I had Lotus Ceramis. So this is the very first travel size that was sent out in the spring box, yes. And along with the other spring box reviewers, right, we tested this, and I know that the other reviewers love this serum, but I'm not sure, is it because my pores are that clogged or because of the weather? I couldn't really absorb Lotus Ceramis at all. So what happened was, I used it, yes, I like it, but I did not love it. So for the longest time, I was like, everybody was loving this stuff. Why am I not loving it at all? So I still use it faithfully, but you know, it's actually like at one corner of the shelf, no real love for it. And then after realizing actually this is not a very cheap product, I'm like, oh my god, my heart is so, you know, heart pain, I shouldn't waste this. I started taking this out and use it as a first serum, and let me tell you, that was when I have actually used Botanical Gel Mask, and I was blown away because what was previously sitting on my face in an oily sheen was totally absorbed. And for the first time, right, I'm like, what just happened? How did it actually go in? I didn't know what happened, and I reflected and was like, okay, this is the only thing that was new to my routine back then. So I tried it again a couple of days later, and let me tell you, ever since I used Botanical Gel Mask, right, Lotus Ceramis has actually sang in, and it hydrates my skin so beautifully that when Lotus Ceramis, being a seasonal item, is going to be discontinued for the season, and because of that, right, there was actually a buy one get 40% off for seasonal items then. That is not the same as Black Friday, yeah? I actually went ahead and I splurged and got one of this. So can you imagine, from someone who doesn't love Lotus Ceramis just because I use Botanical Gel Mask and it has helped me absorb everything, I actually bought one. And it's a major investment because this is not cheap. But I love this. And that being said, right, okay, let me just tell you, how much, or rather what goes into this. I made notes. And I think I'm getting old because, other reviewers, they can just read the small words off the label. I can't. I'm going to get my eyes checked. So I'm not going to read all of this. I actually wrote it out somewhere. So this Botanical Gel Mask, it has got aloe juice. And it has got, just kill me now, how do you pronounce this word? Hydroxy ethyl cellulose, is that how you pronounce it? Okay, and then there's also glycerin, papaya extract, green papaya extract, so there's two kinds of papaya extracts for you. There's also pineapple extract, there's also, another big word, phenoxyethanol, EDTA, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a very long chemical name, and of course there's citric acid. So this has got papaya and pineapple enzymes. I think that's why my skin, right, is almost like remodeled and reprogrammed. So it's absorbing everything now. And just to add on, right, all the beauty oils, because my skin is oily combination, I love Sleeping Beauty oil, I love Dorian Gray beauty oil, but I have never ever been able to use more than 2 drops. And normally what I do is I cannot just apply because it will just sit there. Like what I always do, right? I will put the 2 drops here, rub, and then press it all in. And trust me, Sleeping Beauty oil, even 2 drops, right, will sit on my face. And normally when I use Sleeping Beauty oil, I need to use Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack over it so that my face is not oily anymore. But ever since I've tried this, to my amazement, Sleeping Beauty oil just soaks right in. So I don't know, this is like a little miracle jar of mask that, if there's one thing from the winter box that I'll definitely buy afterwards, right, this would be the one. Okay, so this has, I don't know, it has actually changed the way my skin absorbs all the other products. So I went from like 2 drops per serum, and I can never take more than 2 kinds of serum in my PM routine. So if I were to use, Asian Powerhouse, like 2-3 drops, maybe I would put on Dorian Gray serum back then, and then maybe I would even just put one of those camel cream, and that's it for the night. And if I want to use a beauty oil, I better slap on Donkey Milk Gel Sleeping Pack, because if not, my pillow would end up looking more pretty than me the next day, because it will be absorbing everything on my face instead of my skin absorbing everything. But ever since this, right, I can actually happily put on all the stuff and let my skin absorb, which is mad, before my face even hits the pillow. So this stuff is the good stuff. So, and doing this video, I realized I say so a lot of times. Okay, so I shall not bore you anymore. If you were to get the winter box, right, try this. This mask itself, it is hydrating, it's exfoliating, and it tightens your skin. But for me, it went above and beyond. It actually helps me absorb so much stuff. So this is my true love from the winter box. And okay, thanks for joining me today. This is like my product review for the Botanical Gel Mask and how it has changed all my, absorption of all the serums and products. So if you have similar skin issues like me, why not give this a try? Okay, so if you have any comments, right, you have any questions to ask me after you've seen the video, feel free to drop a note in the comment section and I'll get back to you ASAP once I've seen them. And you can also come online to interact with the other community members. We can be found at www.facebook.com/sabbaticalbeauty. So that's all for my product review for this week, the Botanical Gel Mask. So that's all for today. Thank you for joining me again. Bye-bye.